Good evening, all. How are you all doing? Hope you're all well. Yes, I've had a haircut. You'll probably notice it's been a long time coming. Feeling pretty grateful for that. Yeah, and I'm pretty snug and warm tonight, and I hope you all are too. And hello, who's just popped on now as well. Yeah, it's been quite some week, hasn't it? There's been a bit of a vibe in the air, little bit depressive vibe. Well, a lot bit depressive vibe. There's so much uncertainty, isn't there? If it's not Brexit, it's the other word, the pandemic with and all this unsure of what we're doing. For the other word we'll mention a little bit tonight, the word of Christmas. Now, I really wanted to do this session as I am a self-confessed, and I'll admit to you, I'll be honest here, I'm not a big fan of Christmas. I am a fan of some parts of Christmas, but not all. And I'm sure I'm not the only person here, and I'm sure you're probably watching this for that reason. As somehow we're often expecting something to happen, aren't we, which is brilliant and magical, but a lot of the time the financial aspect of it, this new aspect of it, the having to come together, or in which case this year not coming together but maybe still arguing about the fact that you can't come together of it, is quite hard to live with. And that's what I wanted to really focus on tonight, was actually creating, a really positive view of Christmas, if you like, looking at the fundamentals, I guess, of the moral of Christmas, doing a little bit of meditation, doing a bit of mindfulness, doing a bit of colour therapy too. And for those of you who are watching for the first time, or you want to know a bit more about colour therapy is basically using the 7 chakra points. Excuse me a second, I have to just interrupt here because my cat is knocking on the window to be let out very impatiently. Yeah. This is what happens when you record live from your living room. So do excuse me 1 second and I'll explain colour therapy whilst this cat, makes me do this. 2 seconds. Come on, you. Where you go? Okay, so I'm back again. Mental note to record upstairs next time. Yes, so colour therapy is based on basically the chakra system of the body, which is energy points in the body. You might be aware of it through alternative therapies, perhaps like yoga, or any other sort of alternative therapies which look at energy being distributed in the body. But colour therapy has been about for thousands of years. It's not a new age thing, it's a very old age thing. Ancient civilizations of India, Egypt, lots of places, and before the 1800s was very much part of our medical system, and in some aspects still is. So for instance, infrared, like blue light on babies that have jaundice is used, and it was used back in the early day of medicine, but is still used today. And the reason why is colour is powerful. Whenever you go out and you're in colour, you basically absorb colour and its power and its impact on you. Whether knowingly or unknowingly, all the time we're reacting to colour. And I find colours very useful because when you look at it in the chakra system, so 7 points, 1 on the crown of the head here, 1 here, brow chakra it's called, and between the forehead, throat chakra, heart chakra. There's 1 just under your rib cage there, that's your solar plexus, another just under your tummy button, sacral chakra point, and 1 at the base of your spine, root, which is either called the root chakra. I've just forgotten the other name. But anyway, different colours respond to each chakra point. And the reason it does that is different colour is needed to shift energy about in those areas. So for instance, we think about, infrared, for instance, technology, or another that's used because it's the right, it's the right technology to make that light flow. And in the same way, what we're doing here is imagining colour, if you like, to speed up the process to get energy moving in your body. Because when energy doesn't move, you get some, dis-ease in your body. And basically, your body's uneasy because the energy's not moving. And everybody needs to have a flow of energy through the bodies. I hope that sort of makes sense. And it isn't any, you don't have to believe in anything. It's non-invasive, but it's very easy to do. And we're all colour therapists anyway, because we choose colours we wear, and we like those colours for, because those colours make us feel more active, more alive, or more relaxed. More on that on another night, I feel, because otherwise I will go on forever. But I really like this stuff. So this is really easy to do. And why I like it is because we've got a really active imagination. So all of us, whether we meditate regularly or whether we struggle to meditate, because our minds are completely active all the time, respond really well to imagining. Mindfulness, in the other aspect, is being alive and awake in that moment and appreciating the moment without using this, but it comes hard to a lot of us. But actually using our imaginations is a really good place to start. And that's what I wanted to do initially, was to use the power of colour, if you like, to help us think about some of the nicer aspects, if you like, of this time of the year. Now, for a lot of you, there might not be many of them. I admit, that can be difficult sometimes. But I want you to use this imagination just to think big, really, and to think about all the nice positives. And if you just excuse me for a moment, you know why. It's 2 seconds. Okay. Right. I do apologise. Okay. I think next time, I think my cat needs a show, to be honest, because he is the star and the boss of this house. I'll try and get him on the camera later on when he decides to, make a manoeuvre, as it were. So anyway, I'm going to stop chatting and just get straight into this. So you don't need to do anything but just listen to the narrative. And why I'm going to do this is because we're just going to cultivate a good mood, if you like, because I feel we need to just boost our vibration a bit today and just really feel a bit more positive. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you some guidelines. You're going to let your imaginations go free. And by doing that, we'll get you in a nice receptive place, if you like, then to look at some other activities we've got today. Okay, so the cat is comfortable. I'm comfortable, and we're going to start to meditate in a second, okay? So for anybody who's never meditated before, nice straight back, chin tilted slightly upwards, head back a little bit. So we're doing this so, like I said, energy flow. Energy has to flow, and we do this every week from the nose into the chest, stomach, legs, and it's really good to have that in a meditation. So get yourself seated well. Okay, and all we're going to do first and foremost is, I'd like you just to start breathing and focus on the breath coming in and going out of your body. So breathing in, maybe holding it, then breathing out. And as you breathe out, just notice how your shoulders drop. Focus now to the area where you're seated, and any sensations there. Then focus on your feet. And again, just allow the whole body to relax. Allow the body just to sink into the sofa, the feet into the floor or the carpet. Almost like you're becoming part of the furniture or the floor. And just allow yourself to feel comfortable. Taking nice breaths in. And don't worry if thoughts start to come into your mind, as they will do. In fact, when you do so, just imagine them as a balloon. Acknowledge them. Let the balloon float upwards and out. Then come back to the breath again. Then refocus on sinking into the sofa and into the floor. So first thing we're going to do is just really investigate any sensations around this pelvic area where we're seated. So around your bottom, in between your legs, and all that area around there. Some of you might even sense a slight uplift with every breath, or perhaps the thighs then lowering down on the out breath. Whatever you notice, that's great. But now what I'd like you to do is to use the power of your mind now. And I'd like you to colour this area red. And I want you to imagine the most beautiful crimson shade of red. Colour the area first within your mind's eye. And then imagine, if you like, some colours that represent Christmas. Red cranberries. Perhaps the red crimson decorations. Robins. Or any other red colours. Or things that would make you smile at this time of the year that perhaps is red. For instance, I like to see robin redbreasts. I like to watch those out the window, and that has a calming effect. So just make your own collection of red items now in your mind's eye if you like. The things that make you feel grateful and happy. Or if you can't think of many, just, if you like, entertain a kaleidoscope of different reds within your mind, playing them out. Feeling quite warm and enjoying all the tones of red. And noticing how this affects the body. And that part and that region of the body. And then I want you just to imagine all these items submerging into one, becoming part of that region, and then breathing all the way down your legs. All that beautiful red shades then going down to your ankles, into your feet. And red being the life force of life, then rooting you to the ground. And I want you just to colour this area of your body, your legs, your feet, beautiful red. And this is a grounding colour, and it's a great base to start any therapy of colour from. feeling connected and rooted, if you like, with Mother Earth. Okay? Now I want you just to switch your focus now to an area just above your pelvic region, the area just below your belly button, your sacral chakra it's called, and the colour which resonates best to this area is orange. Beautiful swirling orange shade. And this is a good colour to get any trapped energy moving within this area. You might want to put your hands on your tummy at this point if you like. And I want you to think of all the beautiful, rejuvenating, beautiful, fresh colours of orange. So perhaps you might want to think of orange things round about the winter that still make you smile. For instance, tangerines, even Christmas tangerines, or clementines perhaps on the top of mulled wine. And that's also that scent of orange and cloves that sometimes you get in votives, don't you? Candles that just smells nice and restful. These are all the things we appreciate. So do let these colours just play out in your mind. And perhaps even add a few of your favourite other shades. And if you like, imagine yourself by a big open fire and just watch beautiful orange flames. Feel that coziness you get when you're warm in the winter, like tonight when it's miserable outside, yet it's warm and you're watching those flames. So really enjoy that colour. And if you feel you need a little bit more boosting or an energy or a mood boost, play out a few more shades of orange. In your mind again, like a kaleidoscope. Really enjoy that colour orange. And if you've got your hands on your tummy by this point, you might actually detect something happening in your tummy. Maybe gurgles. Perhaps we might not even detect much at all. But believe it or not, just to think with your mind is enough to heal and to just rebalance any energy in the body. So enjoy that colour orange and then let it go. Now let's move on to yellow. And for this colour and this area of your body, I want you just to, perhaps if you like, just to touch the area under your rib cage, that area just above your tummy. This is your solar plexus area, your energy point of your body, which is highly receptive to the colour yellow. And I want you to think about the colour yellow. And I know it might be a difficult thing to think about a colour to see in the winter. However, think about yellow, perhaps as gold. And think about all the lovely tones of gold you see at this time of the year. For instance, in decorations and cards and glitter. And that golden flame you get in an open fire again. Just really enjoy that colour gold. And again, think of all shades of gold and yellows you prefer and just enjoy every single shade. And feel the uplift of the yellow and the gold. And now I want you now to move on to green, the colour green, which is represented by the heart chakra, so the chest area of your body and your arms. And again, this is a great, if you've got any difficulties or any unease in this area, really think about the beautiful colours of green we still see in winter and appreciate them. So for this, I'd like you maybe to take you to a pine tree forest. And use that amazing mind of yours to perhaps imagine the fir pine smell, the smell of the pine trees, all those beautiful smells. Or perhaps you might want to see holly or ivy or mistletoe in your mind's eye. Now this is a great restoring, healing colour, is green. So let it play out in your mind. And again, appreciate those colours we still see. They're so important, aren't they? Moving now on to the neck area and the lower face below the nose and the ears, which is represented by the beautiful colour of blue. Now in your mind's eye, I want you to look up to winter's sky. You know those skies when it's so cold and crisp, but it's so blue and it's a light turquoise colour. And that beautiful colour contrasts with the rest of the winter's day. Perhaps it's an icy morning and it's just beautiful. And I want you just to imagine yourself cosy and enjoying that weather. And really absorb that colour of blue. Blue is a great colour to help with sincerity and being true to yourself, and because it's represented by the throat area here, just enables you to be your own truth, if you like. So being true with yourself, accepting you're not a big fan of this time of the year perhaps, but feeling okay with that. So really enjoy that blue within your mind's eye. And now again, I want you to use the power of wonderful imagination, and we're going to come now to the area between the eyebrows, what's called the brow chakra, or some people might say it's the third eye. And I want you now to imagine the most beautiful colour of indigo. So I want you to just picture those beautiful winter sky nights, those red blue type of nights where there's just the snow falling. And it's gorgeous, and the air is just completely still, and there's just there's beautiful snowflakes in the sky. And I want you just to really focus on that beautiful indigo colour. And just see how relaxing that is as you do that. Watching the gentle patter of the snow. Feeling okay with the beauty of these colours, enjoying them. And now we're going to reach the top of the head, and I want you in your mind's eye almost to look up to the top of your head, and almost in your mind's eye like you're looking up to the most beautiful lilac coloured violet sky. Now again, that sort of sky when it's snowing, and it's just beautiful, isn't it? You see those little scatters of snow. And again, these beautiful moments we have in our country in winter. And really look up to them in your mind's eye and enjoy them now in the appreciation of being so warm. Focus on that sky. And then I want you to focus on, if you can, one of those snowflakes. So perhaps imagine that snowflake was under a periscope or something, or you were looking into it and you could see every tiny bit of snowflake and all the intricate pattern. And also just to highlight all the glow of it, the sort of iridescent kind of violet glow that you have to snow, or that first snow in the morning when you crunch and you see that almost like beautiful scattered glitter effect on it. Let's focus on these things that will come at some point. And again, just the warmth we're experiencing now. Really enjoying this colour. And then just let go of any colour now. Just come back to the breath, noting how calm the breath is now. Knowing that you can return to any of these colours at any point. You might find that there was a certain colour you enjoyed more than others. Or even if there was a colour that you thought, I'm not really keen on, that may be because you need that energy. You might dislike it now, but surround yourself with colour. And one of the things I will say about Christmas is there is plenty of colour. So when you go about Christmas or that time, make a tally of the colours. Enjoy the colour. As you know the effect the colour's giving you now. So just take a few more moments to focus on your breath, your body, your feet. Then slowly I want you just to wiggle your fingers and your toes and slowly open your eyes again. Okay, folks, I hope that was interesting or nice of you. I'd love to hear your feedback. Incidentally, I've been doing this meditation and the cat has been bing, 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 knocking on the window and he's giving up now, thankfully. I've been an assertive cat owner there. But yeah, it's quite powerful, isn't it? It's quite interesting, and you may have thought, some of you may have noticed, particularly when you get the green sensation, because in the colour spectrum, it's the middle colour, it's a balancing colour. You might have felt a bit, woo, a little bit of rebalance there, and that's why we did this one seated. Because again, what I would say about green is it's such a rebalancing colour. And if you've got it in decorations, you've got it around you, that is a good thing to have. Particularly if you're experiencing maybe seasonal affective disorder, depression, not happy with this time. So that's the first bit I wanted to do. Now, last week we did a bit of problem solving, and I want to basically help you take the stress out of the event that's coming up. Will it happen? Will it not happen? Oh, thank you for my heart. Whichever beautiful person. Is that Emma? Glasses are needed at the moment. Yeah. Do want to take that stress out of the time. I'm just going to put that there. That's better. And as we did last week, we did a little bit of problem solving, and I found that really useful. And I look back on the meditation, I found it useful myself. And as I do find it useful in my general life. And I wondered if we could do very similar tonight with the event at the end of it. And really just to use it to kind of look at what a niggle it is, or whatever things we're worried about, to identify it if we like. And then I'd like us then to do what we call a progressive relaxation meditation, and then just relax from it. And if you're watching last week, we did basically a series of questions to identify what the problem was, what it was about, and then we kind of then looked at whether it was actually a valid, real problem, or whether it was a catastrophized problem, i.e. whether it was a problem that was, really over-exaggerated by our imaginations, because they're pretty good at that, particularly at this time of the year. And I wanted to do that with you now to give you a bit of hope again. And then finally, I want us to do some nice relaxation. And it feels, time seems to be flying today. And I hope you're okay with that. Because I'm going to make sure I send you off feeling very nice. So, as we did last week, if you have some paper and a pen, great. If you haven't, if you've got a good memory, unlike myself, you can ask the questions and keep them in mind. And I say I don't want us to, we're not going to stay long on this because I don't want to end us with a focus or you think, okay, this is something I'm going to avoid and I don't really want to focus on it. But I just wanted to use it as an example to kind of help you deal with something tonight and then dispose of it, yeah? Because that's what we're going to do. We're going to get rid of it out of the body and just help us sit easy with this because it will pass. We know this. You know, I've known this for 40 odd and a bit years. You know, I've been living that this does go away eventually. And all the adverts we see and the pressure we feel that we're going to be where the loneliest, well, most people are, and particularly this year too, you know, and none of that is real. I guess what I've learned, I think, is the real is the people or yourself that you love in the time. And for me, I think in terms of what it's come for me, it's just about giving to people now and being thankful for those people or those things in my life. Now I've got a faith as well, so I do believe as well it's about being thankful, to God. But I know a lot of people don't, or if they do, well, it means all different aspects of that. But to me, whether you have a faith or not, to me, if we can all be good, that is a nice aspect of it. And I think we need to be extra good anyway, because this time of year is difficult. And I guess what we have seen this year with the pandemic is people being a lot more good, coming together as a community. And if you can create that in your life, boy, it feels really good. I can't stress enough, I'm currently volunteering at Mesopotamia in Nottingham. Wonderful, I really recommend it. Rachel, who runs it, will probably definitely need you as a volunteer and to give back something too. And I'm also just saying I love everybody in my life, because I do, yeah. But also I know that I will find it difficult sometimes when I'm with people, because I do find it difficult to be with people 24/7. And it is a challenge, but it will pass, yeah. And all those thoughts and those worries we've got, those niggles, in a month's time, aren't going to be here about that. Well, less than and that's what we need to think. So what I want you to do is get a piece of paper if you want one and a pen now. I can confidently tell you my cat is not trying to get out at the moment, which is great. But I hope he doesn't disturb. And yeah, so what I'd like you to do is close your eyes. We're going to focus on the breath again. I'm going to take the breath up through the nostrils and into the throat, and then dropping the breath into the chest, out all the way into the tummy, and we remembered before how lovely and relaxed it felt when we just grounded ourselves, sunk into the seats, let our feet then sink into the ground. And we know we're safe here. And we're just going to think about those niggles, those things we think, oh, Christmas, it's going to be, those kind of preconceived, it's going to be impressions we all have. And because we have them, it's likely to turn out like that, because we're not thinking positive. And we know also when we think positive, that actually we can change that. So that's what we're going to do here, but with no judgment, yeah? So, first thing, if you're just thinking about Christmas now, okay, the first worry or niggle that comes to your mind now, just want you to write, what is it you're afraid of? What you're worried about, okay? Instantly, what worries you about this Christmas? Just go with one thing that's maybe not the most serious at this point. So what are you worried about? What is actually going to happen? Yeah. So you've got this worry. So you're obviously already predicted the outcome. So what's that predicted outcome that you think's going to happen? So just write that down, or think about it, or visualize it, because your brain's telling you, you know, of course, because you're thinking about it now. So now I want you to think, what are you basing that upon? So if you want, I want you just to list perhaps any experiences or theories even that you're basing this worry upon. Or even if it's a year, do a timeline, yeah? And now I want you to answer, are they factual theories? Are they factual? Are they slightly exaggerated? Have they ever happened? And if so, was the circumstances the same as now? Were you prepared for them as much as you are now? Let's write that down too. And again, just consider, are these actual worries? Are they based in evidence? Current factual evidence. Are they based on maybe a law of probability? Are they very likely really to happen, or is there a chance that they might not happen? Okay, so let's think about that, if they might not happen, okay? So what circumstances might happen to allow them not to happen? Perhaps, is there something you could do, or something you've done in the past, which could then allow these worries not to happen? Okay, just list that. Now I want you to think about maybe your best friend, your partner, somebody you look up to. What do you think they would do? What do you think they might advise you to do about this? Yeah, just write that down. And say you had that conversation with that person you respect. And just imagine it now, you're having a lovely conversation. Imagine how you would feel now in your mind and body, having realised that this worry is shared, and you've sought counsel and advice upon it, and it feels like it's not as bad as it was before. Just feel that in your body now, almost like a sense of relief. So let's just keep with that feeling here, that it can be a relief, you can resolve this, you've got this. And actually, you've just made a list of how you can resolve this worry or difficulty. And the moral being, of course, here, as we said last week, if there's something you can do to prepare for it, then do it. Write it. In fact, you've written it. But if there isn't, which I very much doubt, I think you've got this, put your energy elsewhere. Perhaps think about those colours, or re-energising yourself, or looking after yourself. Although I suspect if there isn't something you can do, then perhaps this might not be a worry that might actually come true. So let's just use that power of mind again and really invest in the future now. And I want you to see a really positive Christmas Day. Okay, I know we can't be in, on holiday or wherever, but I want you to imagine you in that situation with perhaps the people, or perhaps even on your own, and that day being surrounded by the vibrancy of beautiful colour and this feeling of ease of being around you. That everything that day is easy. Your morning shower, the water comes out at the right temperature. Your cup of tea tastes absolutely fantastic. The TV is good, perhaps. And you have all those beautiful visuals in your mind, or perhaps even that beautiful day and that beautiful sky we talked about before. And you feel content and warm. Okay? So think back to those warming colours again. So the reds, that really makes you feel grounded. The orange and the yellows. These colours energise you and boost your whole body, full of positive emotion, warmth and love and vitality, and also resilience. And just see that outcome coloured in these colours. And even if you've got a piece of paper now, even write down that outcome you need to get, or rather you're going to get, because you've already fought it. And as I've said many times in my life, I've spent my past life getting negativity because I fought negatively. But now I'm seeing positive things. And this day is going to be okay. It's going to pass. And then we just get on with our health. And with this connection to this skill we have in meditation and faith within our bodies and our minds to provide this respite we truly need. And we've got this, yeah? So come back to the breath now. And I'm going to start our progressive relaxation meditation now. As we've done the hard work now, let me make sure that you are enjoying every minute of this moment now. Like that feeling of relief you got before. That kind of relaxation feeling. So I'm going to start with the toes this time. And really, you'll already feel that your feet are relaxing as you're sat here and you're focusing on them. But what we're going to do to make you really feel relaxed is tense up on the in-breath, then tense out, relax out, spread out the toes on the out-breath. So let's do it together. So breathe in. I just want you to scrunch your toes up. Hold the breath. Breathe out and relax the toes. So again, and you don't even need to move your toes if you like, because again, we know we've got this mind that as much as you just imagine yourself tensing up, you can. Because we know also we can release that on the out breath, because this is how amazing our minds are. So I want you to breathe in, tense up, tense the toes, tense the feet, and then breathe out, breathe the breath out. And as you breathe in, relax the shoulders, the bottom cheeks, the legs, the feet well into the ground. Breathing in again, tensing up, breathing out. And just taking anything that shouldn't be there out of the feet. Any tension, we know we can get rid of it. Now let's go to the ankles. Often a vulnerable spot for a lot of us. And the calves, that back of the foot, the legs there. So breathe in and tense up these areas. And then breathe out. Just release all that muscle, the calf muscle and the lower leg. And notice again that it seems to make your toes and your feet flat. So again, I want you to breathe in, tense up. Breathe out and relax. If there's any pain or tension there, or as you do this, if you find your mind wanders or you think of something bad, it happens. That's often if we've got pain there, it will be associated with that and it will come up. Let it out. So, breathe in, breathe the muscle upwards. Breathe out, let it all out. This is only residing with you. It's not part of you. These are your emotions. Or it can be just that unease in your body created by what we call energy blocks. But we're clearing them. So now I want you to go to your thighs. And already you'll know that I'm going to breathe in. I want you to tense up the thigh muscles, all that area of your body. Perhaps even go to your bottom cheeks. And then breathe out. And just feel that ripple of relaxation go down the thighs and down the legs and into the feet. And again, get anything out that doesn't need to be there. Again, breathe in, tense up. Breathe out, release. Release down the calf muscles, release into the feet. Let's go to the back now, to the lower back and the spine. Again, you might just want to imagine in your mind's eye lifting your spine higher on the in-breath and then releasing the body. And if you release your diaphragm muscle here onto your tummy, in your mind's eye, then you'll release that area of the body. And again, let anything then just ricochet down this area, then down into your legs, into your feet, and all the way out. Again, breathe in, lifting up, breathe out, lifting down, and out it goes. Let's do the stomach now. I'd say the base of all our emotions. Breathe in on your in-breath. Breathe out and just let it all go. Again, if you want to move, you put your hands on your tummy. You can do, because it might aid your meditation, your focus. Breathing in, breathing out, all the way down the legs. Feeling good, eh? Let's get the back and the shoulders, definite places of mine. Need a bit of TLC. So again, imagine as if you've got a magnet above your shoulders, if that helps. I always think it does. Breathe in and just imagine it lifting you. Breathe out, let the magnet go and let those shoulders drop. and the tension, and again just let it go down the body. Again, you'll be aware of your mind and any thoughts coming up. Let those go. Get them out of the body. So breathe in. Find the tension. Tense it, or perhaps move the shoulders back. Then release. And breathe out again. Moving now to the chest. And the arms. Remember we said about the heart chakra in this area of the body here. So maybe hold your chest in on your in-breath. And then release. You might want to open your mouth a little bit to let out a wisp of breath. So breathing in. Breathing out. And again, if there's a lot in there, great another stress management technique. If you're getting a lot of anxiety, do this. And my hands there representing the stomach, moving your stomach down with the breath. There's long breaths there. Now to get any tension out of your hands and your arms, you might want to just bend your fingers backwards on either hands and then lift your elbows upwards towards itself, and you feel all the tension there in your arms right to the top, and then just release. And now let's see if we can do that just in our mind without the movement. So breathe in, tense those muscles in the arms and the hands, everywhere. Breathe out. And just spend a bit of time here, because again we store a lot of emotions in the heart center. A lot of things get stuck and they need to come out. And if you like, you feel you need a bit of healing there, apply the colour green and pink, pink being its opposite spectrum colour. And just imagine the breath colouring that colour down the arms and the chest area. And releasing any tension there. And now I want us to move on to the neck and the throat. So again, in your mind's eye, I want you to imagine tensing up your throat muscles. Again, imagine that imaginary magnet. And in-breath. On your out-breath, just release. Again, just think about the ears this time in this. Again, breathing in. And then releasing. Now we're going to come up to the forehead and the face. My gosh, so many emotions we store on these beautiful faces of ours. And let's just see if we can get rid of those. Any residue. Breathe in through your nose this time. And again, just in your mind's eye, imagine that magnet at the top of your head, pulling up almost all your muscles in your face. And then on your out breath, breathe out and just release your jaw. Drop your jaw on the out breath. Breathing in again. Imagine that magnet going right up to the top of the head, pulling everything upwards, like a Hollywood facelift if you like. And then letting go and let go of that jaw. Now to aid more relaxation, do the same. Imagine that magnet just on the top of your forehead now. Perhaps even pull your eyelids upwards as you breathe in. And lower the eyelids and just now feel that difference in the face. Just feel the face almost uncreasing. So again, breathing in, lifting eyebrows. Tightening everything, then releasing. Now let's just deposit everything down that body again. Down the arms, down the stomach, into the thighs, down the legs, into the feet, and get it out. So again, imaginary magnet on the forehead, pulling everything up, and then let go, pulling all those muscles down, neck down, shoulders down. Everything is just becoming looser and more relaxed. And now, as we always end in our sessions, I want you to imagine this beautiful breath of yours breathing throughout the whole body. So when you breathe in this time, take the magnet up momentarily to the crown of your head at the back. Let it pull all the tension at the top of your head and then release. And by doing so, it's going to release the breath all the way in your imagination down your body, rib cage, stomach. Now imagine that breath going into your thighs, down into your legs, into your feet, all the way down. So again, breathe in, imaginary magnet, top of head, pulling everything up, all that tension, and then let it go of it. Let all the tension then go. Drop the cheeks, the jaw down, the shoulders, chest, back, stomach, legs, feet. Now folks, remember on that day, the other thing you can do super slyly, and we'll do now in meditation, which will make us feel all so good, is to focus on those feet, particularly when you've taken a breath all the way down into the feet, and then let those toes become your roots. And these roots are going to root you solidly to the ground to make sure you are stable and you get through. So breathe your breath down through those toes. And just like a tree draws no nourishment from the ground, on your in-breath, breathe up those toes, all that good energy from the ground, no tainted energy there. Breathe it up into the toes, up the legs. So imagine it rising. Use your fingers if you like, and your hands, and move them up to imagine the rise. When you get to the tummy, then push the breath all the way down with your tummy. Don't allow it to go any further than your tummy, because we're going to do this because this will slow your breath down. And then let it again go out of your toes into the ground, and then draw it up again using your fingers if you like to again conduct your breath as it were, up the legs, into the thighs, into your tummy, and then push it down with your diaphragm muscle. And this is a really nice thing to do. So breathing in this lovely wave of breath up the legs, and breathing all the way down again, all the way out the legs, getting rid of anything you don't want, bringing up what you do need more of. And breathing in, up again through the tree roots, as I say, your toes, up the legs. And this time take your breath to your heart again, and then focus on your mouth, taking a breath in, and just take some breaths now. Just noticing the mechanics of that breath. And like we did before, just being inquisitive to every reaction of the breath, which it has on the neck and the chest, the shoulders, all the way into the stomach. And this, my friends, is the mindfulness state we can all reach by using the power of the mind initially, but now appreciating what's going on within the body. And this lovely metronome of breath we have within us that actually can be controlled, even when it seems like the rest of us lives can't be controlled. This can be. How lovely this feels, and how peaceful the body feels. And if this has been your first time you've meditated with me tonight, thank you. And, well done for taking this time. Your body is going to be so appreciative of it. So enjoy the last few breaths. And think about those grateful things, those colours, those things we're grateful of. And perhaps a colour that might have struck you tonight. I want you just to keep that colour now in mind. Perhaps colour under your eyelids with that colour now. Before very slowly starting to open your eyes and wiggling your toes and your fingers again. Okay, folks, I really hope you're feeling quite nice and ethereal and light. If you do want to know more about colour therapy, please get in touch. I am going to be starting on the 22nd. I'm doing a sleep session, as I am a person that struggles with sleep, as I'm sure a lot of you are. And so I'm calling it Sleep Easy. And what I'm going to be doing is lots of nice floaty stuff like this. I'll be telling you a nice story at night time and just helping you wind down. So if you want to see the events page, there's a small price I'm going to ask for. It's not a lot, but if you're struggling to make that price, get in touch, because I do want to make it accessible. Still going to do some of these sessions as well, so please don't worry. And please, congratulate yourself. We'll get through this, because we always do, don't we? I hope you can join me for my Sleep Easy session 2. That'll be 10 p.m. on the 22nd, 10 till 11 p.m. I'll be doing lots of stuff like that, and the idea is that I'm there to get you to sleep. And folks, even if you don't, and all the time I think this of any meditation, even when I can't sleep, I know if I've meditated, I wake up more restored and refreshed. So even if you go on tonight to not sleep, just play back this session and do some work, because this work will help you. All right, folks, well, thank you for putting up with my cat tonight, who's very rudely tried to sabotage the session. For my next session, I will be using a different room in my house. So we don't have any interruptions. And maybe I might even have him asleep on the bed for you, so you can all see how restful he is usually when not sabotaging my meditation sessions. But I bid you well. Really take care. Love yourselves and love each other. Do something nice for somebody tomorrow. Make yourself feel good. Or if you feel you can't do that, do something nice for yourself. And keep being awesome. Thank you for watching me. And thank you for my little hearts as well, whoever sent me them. And once I get onto my computer, I'll be able to see, because I'm on my phone tonight. And I can't see anybody. It's too little. But thank you for watching. And I'll get you these sessions coming up soon too. So have a great week, and see you later. Bye bye for now.